Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. This is the presentation Restorative Justice to Deter the Growing Out of School and In-School Suspensions across Fort White High School. There'll be a single treatment plan for the fiscal year 23 to 24. That's all the training completed, and then full implementation the fiscal year 24 through 25. Everybody loves a good agenda. It's always nice when things have a natural flow to them. We notice on slide 2, this is slide 2, it's our agenda slide. I'll go over the problem statement. I'll give some supporting data for that problem statement. We got a couple of slides of key terms that I want everybody to be aware of. Then obviously we'll get into our proposed solution, and I'll go through phases and timelines of this treatment. Of course, I'll go over cost, and I think you'll all be happy with the return on investment for those costs. I'll end with some closing thoughts, open it up for questions, and at the end, I will provide my contact info if you all have any more questions or information you need from me. From here, you'll see the problem statement. Obviously, Columbia County as a whole has seen an uptick in the rise of out-of-school suspensions, in-school suspensions, and a myriad of other behavioral issues. Not only that, math and reading scores are falling behind the 50th percentile compared to other schools in the state of Florida. And at the current moment, there are actually 0 teachers, at least in Columbia County, is trained in restorative justice techniques. And the question at the end is, what if there's a better way? Well, there is a better way, and I hope some of the data I give later on kind of answers that question and provides a buy-in into this program. From here, you can kind of see some staggering statistics going all the way back 1999 through 2000. Total 316 OSS per 1,000 students, and expulsion rate of 1.7%. 2017 2018, there were 875 OSS. That's 8.6% of total students. As you can see, that's like a 7% raise, right? 2017 to 2018, there were 410 white OSS. That's 6.3 total suspensions. However, when you look at black students, they were at 14.7%. However, they only take up 8% of the student body population. So you can see the disparity there. ISS, not any better, 10.5% of all students between 2017 and 2018. Right, we have 7.7% of all students, right, with ISS. However, 18.7% of Hispanics, 18.7% of blacks and 8.3% of Hispanics. Right, and you look at Fort White, we have 48% reading, 45% in math, well below the math percentile. Columbia High School, right around the same, 42% in reading, 49% in math. Right, and these are all from the Florida Department of Education, Smith and Harper study, and the Herald Times 2021. And if you look at restorative justice and you ask yourself, what is this? What does it entail? Well, anytime somebody does something to somebody else, right, it causes harm. It causes harm to that person, it causes harm to the other, it causes harm to the relationship, and it causes harm to the community. So first, it is holding them accountable, right? They're not getting off scot-free. However, unlike other punitive measures, they're actually taught to understand what they did was wrong. However, what caused them to do it and how they can do better in the future. And they're also made to make amends, right? They seek to heal the pain, heal the trauma, heal any harm that was caused, right? Not only that, when that person that does cause the pain or the harm to others, right? The school district, the school actually provides support at reintegrating them, right? They cause the harm. Well, we don't want to further exclude them because that's just going to create more behavior problems in the future, right? We're also going to analyze the needs, right? The needs of the victim, the needs of the perpetrator, the needs of the communicator, right? If that student stole a pair of shoes, why did they steal them? Was it out of spite, or did they need shoes? Did they need money? What else is going on? Right? So through these transgression, harm is caused, However, the harm requires restoration. All right, adding to this, restorative justice, basically takes all parties, right? The person that did the harm, the victims, the community, the stakeholders, right? And they collectively come together to get a plan of action to kind of resolve collectively the aftermath of the offense, right? So it repairs relationships, and the good thing, it provides non-punitive measures, right, to respond to the harm, and collaborate on problem solving and deterring future behavioral issues. Right? Basically, those that cause harm are made aware of that harm, and they are led to understand the consequences of them through a supportive community and making amends for the harm that was caused. Next, I do want to get into some of the main circles that are utilized, sometimes called restorative circles. I really love that triple Venn diagram on the left-hand side. You see the victim, offender, and community. And they're all coming together, right? They're all impacted in a myriad of ways, right? Basically, anytime something small happens, you can just have a small impromptu conference, right? Basically, you get exercises and you get to the source of the problem and you resolve them on the spot, right? Typically, two or more people, very lower level problems. However, you also can do proactive, right? This is before something happens, right? Before bullying, before teasing, before fighting, anything like that, right? Basically, get everybody together. You share your thoughts, your feelings. You build calming understandings, right? You build that beliefs, values, and norms, right, across the school and across the community spectrum, right? It's expanding that school climate and deterring future problems and complications. However, stuff will happen, right? Nobody's perfect. Well, obviously, sometimes you have to respond to those stuff, right? It's basically you have everybody in a circle, and you focus on the conflict resolution and management of tensions, right? So you're resolving the issue, but you're also resolving relationships and resolving tensions, right? Because you don't want it to escalate in the future, right? Kind of add to that the same thing, right? You're repairing harm and you're repairing relationships, right? And this is moderate to severe issues with entire classes or multiple students. Course, if things escalate anymore, or you have something that is a lot more severe or a lot more grave, well, you might need to have a whole conference, right? This is different because you actually have a facilitator come in, right? And he or she leads it. This typically includes all parties affected, as well as close friends and family, depending how severe the incident is, right? The facilitator is not involved in the incident, right? That kind of makes them non-biased, right? And it's very formal, it's very structured, but it's all the same concept, right? Getting to the source of the problem, what caused it, does that child need further behavioral or psychological conferencing, and also helps them to see the harm they caused. And once again, it's that supportive community helping them to get better, helping them make better decisions in the future, but not just leaving them struggling on their own or excluding them and just be like, hey, come back to school now you've been expelled for like 3 months, right? It's very formal and it helps all parties to collectively come to an agreement and make amends to the harm that was caused. All right, the re-entry or restoration circle, that's very similar to the last one. But basically, let's say somebody does have to get expelled. Things do happen. Sometimes a student has to leave school. Sometimes they have to go into a different program. However, you don't want to leave them excluded, right? They need to be re-entered eventually, right? So once again, it's a grave or serious offense, and the likelihood of behavior psychological issues exist, right? So here you do have that circle of support and accountability, right? Anywhere from resource officers to social workers to close family members, right? And it's helping them to transition and to re-enter, right? And very important here is that that person, along with that circle of support, come up with some agreed upon goals. And they're not just left on their own to follow up on those goals, right? They're checked in maybe monthly or quarterly, whatever is agreed upon, right? So they continue to get better, right? It's about edifying them, edifying others, and edifying the whole school. It's also important. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody's excluded or something negative happens. Let's say a student was out of school for maybe family issues, right? And they're coming back, right? Now it's a transition period, right? So these are very useful for transitions. Or maybe a student doesn't feel they're quite ready to move on to college, right? It helps with great transitions in their lives. So now that we kind of went into the problem statement with OSS, ISS falling below the 50th percentile, right? Now we're going to look at the way forward, right? I previously talked about how all these different circles can help out with different issues from very minor to severe incidents, right? Um, what we're going to request funding for, right? I want all the teachers in the school to have access to a class called Circle Practice through Nova Education, right? Um, there's no books involved, anything like that. It's all included with the course. I'll get into the prices later on. Um, lead core teachers, math, science, social studies, and English, right? They're also all going to do an additional course called Literature Circles through Inspiring Active Reading through Literature Circles, right? This is going to help students communicate better and also going to help improve reading throughout the school. However, even on top of both of those, right, the lead resource officer, the lead school counselor, the lead guidance counselor are going to attend the Restorative Solutions Trainer Certification, right? This is more of an advanced class. They're going to get that training so that they can provide this advanced training to the teachers in the fall, right? The teachers already had the basic class. Now they can get the advanced class through this Train the Trainer program. Obviously, throughout the school year, there's going to be a couple of roundtable discussions with the teachers to see how the program's going, how their circles are going, some professional development on the literature circles and other circles. And later throughout the school year, towards the start of the FY24 to 25 school year, there'll also be a roundtable discussion with parents and community leaders about the full implementation into the program. All right, here are the phases. All right, phase one, all the teachers complete the online restoration training. Phase two, the lead core instructors complete the literature circles training. Phase three is when the lead resource officer, the lead school counselor, and the lead guidance counselor attend that restorative solutions trainer, the so-called Train the Trainer program for advanced techniques. Phase four is a roundtable discussion with the teachers and vice principal and other administrators on how the circles are going. Um, phase five is the professional development on literature circles, followed by the advanced practice professional development in August, right? Both of these professional developments don't cost any extra funding because the people teaching them already had the training a couple months prior. All right, phase six is the open house with the parents and community leaders. It's in August, right before the start of the FY24 to 25 school year, about utilization of the restorative justice practice for the following school year. From here, we see the timeline, right? February through March 24, the teachers complete the restorative practice self-paced course. February through March, the lead core teachers complete the literature circles training. April 24th, April 27th is the live Zoom training for the lead school resource officer, the lead school counselor, and the vice principal, right? This is the Restorative Solutions Training Certification, right? And it's all online, so it doesn't cost any extra money for plane tickets or hotels or anything like that. All books are included. All right, then we have our roundtable debrief with the teachers and our literature circles professional development. All right, later on we have kind of the people that went through the Train the Trainer program. They get together, they kind of talk about the next year, planning for full implementation, a little bit of a roundtable. Obviously, that training, the advanced practice kicks off in August, followed by community discussions, right? That's with parents, teachers, and community leaders, getting them all on the same page, right? We definitely want buy-in from all stakeholders. Obviously, once we implement in August, we'll get back together in December, kind of debrief how it's going. And then if the program's going well, we can look at requesting extra funding the following year to certify new staff, maybe send a few other folks to the advanced certification classes. All right, we all know money's tight, funding's important. However, I would say the full implementation is actually rather cheap, all under $10,000. All right, we have the Restorative Practice self-paced course. Once again, all online, doesn't cost money to send anybody anywhere, no money for books. It's only $50 per account, total of 70 accounts, $3,500. All right, we're looking at sending 4 core teachers to train the other teachers on literature circles. All right, $375 per account times 4, $1,500. Once again, they take this training. They train other teachers. Everybody's understanding the concept. Right, then we have the advanced training, right, for initial accounts, 1,250 per account, right? This is the 3-day Zoom training, $3,750 total, right? We're getting 70 people certified in the basic level. We're getting 4 teachers certified in advanced literature circles, and we're getting 4 people to become certified to train other people in advanced techniques. Right, $8,750. However, we have to look at the return on investment, right? Lives are going to be changed. All right, I am asking quite a lot of money from you guys, right? A little bit over $8,000. If you look at schools that implemented restorative justice, right, we've seen suspension rates reduced by 36% in Pittsburgh schools. Go from 11% to 6% in Denver schools, right? Oakland, California schools had their suspension rates dropped by 53% and the graduation rates improved by 60%. Right, and this is probably the most impressive one, right? A 5-year study in Meadowood School District, which is in Ontario, Canada. There's a 5-year study, 2008 to 2017. They saw their suspension rates go from 5.1% the first year all the way down to 0.4% within the first year. All right, and then we also have to look at other things, right? Listening skills, managing skills, conflict resolution, improved relationships. Um, Not only that, it also helps students with social skills, emotional learning, and reducing bullying and improving students' psychological well-being. All right, it also helps students grow their social skills, looking at reflective thinking, accountability for their actions, and once again, building those relationships. All right, and once again, through the initial train the trainer program, we have these teachers going to train other teachers, right, for years and years to follow. All right, this is more of a recap of the whole presentation, right? We're looking at the school rates from 2000 all the way up to 2021 and beyond, right? OSS, ISS are going up. Math, reading, and English skills are falling behind the 50th percentile. However, restorative justice, right, based on the data I showed you, has been shown to drastically reduce those suspension rates and improve students' emotional and social well-beings. All right, through these certifications, other teachers, other staff will be able to train other teachers. The program can continue on for years and years to follow. Right, if this program is effective, we can look at expanding it, from Fort White High School to Columbia High School to the virtual academy and maybe even Belmont Academy. And if you need to get in contact with me, my phone number, email there, and professional websites are up there. You can feel to reach me with questions about the program, any other questions you have, or even if you have a question about restorative justice, please give me a call or email. Thank you.